For this lab setup, you are going to start by getting out the 2 eggs that you got in your cooking kit. Should look something like this, W2R for refrigerate. You should have 2 different eggs in your packet. One is the commercially produced egg, that's usually the white one, and then any brown or blue or peachy one would be considered the free-range local egg. The next thing you're going to want to do is get your clean area set up. So make sure your counters are clean, you've washed your hands, and you have clean equipment to begin with. For mise en place, here's what you're going to need. You could use an electric skillet like the one I have here, or you could use a skillet on a stovetop like this one. Just make sure that it has enough room to cook both eggs at the same time so you can keep track of which egg is which. In addition, you're going to want to have 2 different plates like this and something to move your eggs like some type of a turner. The next thing you're going to want to do is label everything. So once you crack that egg open, you know which egg is which. So I would suggest labeling the plates that you're initially going to crack them on, labeling where you're going to put them on your skillet or electric griddle, and then have 2 plates that you're going to take them out on. You could do something similar like this that you would have ready to go once they are done cooking for your evaluation. This next thing you need to have up is the online worksheet that you will do as you are doing this, and then make sure you are either videoing or taking pictures of each process, and you will see that as you get into your worksheet here. I will also post it, which videos you need to take on Google Classroom. One quick note, be very careful when you are cracking your eggs. Luckily, we cracked the commercial one, so we can replace that because we have another commercial one in our fridge. So just be careful when you're cracking and opening those eggs. So round 2, we cracked that yolk again. So could it be that it is the commercially produced egg or that we're having errors here? I don't know, but we're going with this. So here's what we want to look at. I want you to evaluate these. See how high the whites stand up. Let's look at the yolk color difference between the 2. That's what I'm asking you to evaluate. I want you to really look at that stuff. Maybe these aren't the best plates. Maybe we need to use a flatter plate to really evaluate how far those yolks and whites spread out. So that would be maybe my first suggestion, is to use a larger plate than we've used here. Ready to cook these eggs. Make sure that if you're using either thing, if it's non-stick or maybe even if it is, you might want to give it just a little spray so that you don't have any sticking issues. The other thing I want to tell you is if you are going to use an electric griddle, set it to about 350, 325, 350 to cook it properly, and make sure it's heated up before you begin. If you're going to cook on the stovetop, I would start at about a medium heat, and again, let that be warm before you start cooking. Here's where we're going to start cooking our eggs. Again, remember, we are trying to keep these separate and trying to make sure that we know which one is which. All you have to do is slide that egg on, each one, and then I want you to watch them cooking. Remember, clean as you go, so your parents continue to love you. Okay, once your eggs are done, make sure that safety and sanitation wise, you get 2 new plates and keep them separate. Also, make sure you are filling out your form online, and then again, clean up as you go so your parents continue to love you. When you go to evaluate the eggs, I'm fine if you want to eat them on a piece of toast and try them. As long as you try them side by side in the same manner, it's just fine. So go ahead and put some salt and pepper on there, eat them on buttered toast. Just don't do anything that's going to mask the flavor of the egg too much so that you can actually do a taste test side by side.